so Nick Rossi asks, how do you prioritize work-life balance in your relationships with one of Pittsburgh's top real estate agent?
Right, so Nick Rossi, the way I prioritize anything in life is, it's a learning experience when you go from being on the bottom on the way up to the top. When you're in the bottom, everything else in life dictates your schedule. So if you want to be a top producing anything, and I don't mean mid-range, average, top producing, you have to sacrifice everything. Sacrifice your schedule. There is no work-life balance. Work dictates everything. But as you climb up the ladder, everything switches. So now that I have reached a top level, not necessarily the top level, I dictate my schedule to a certain degree. Obviously, I have to show up on listing appointments and I have to show buyers on their schedule to a point. But if somebody wants to see a house or have a listing appointment on Saturday at 10 a.m. and I'm gonna have brunch with my parents or my girlfriend, wife, whatever, I just tell them I'm unavailable. I don't have to give them a reason why. I'm unavailable because when you're at the top, people seek you out. They will wait for you because you have expertise, you have knowledge, you have experience that they want you to help them with. When you're in the bottom, you don't have any of that, so they dictate the schedule.
All right, guys, so the next question comes from Kurt Heinisch. Kurt asks, what did you major in college?
Kurt, that is an awesome question. This is one of my favorite questions. Kevin knows it. I didn't go to college. I'm not a proponent of college. A lot of traditionalists, your parents, they've never gone to college, or maybe they have gone to college, and the brothers and sisters haven't gone, and you have to go to college. So I'm an only child. My parents never went to college. They would have supported me had I want to go. But I'm not a book smart guy. You have to identify your strengths and your weaknesses. I knew going to college would be just a complete failure and just an utter waste of money. So I see a lot of kids making that mistake going to college because they're forced to. It is not a guarantee that you are gonna get a job. There is not a guarantee you're gonna be an entrepreneur. It is not a guarantee you are going to be successful. You have to have passion, like Kevin and I have, dedication. You have to grind it out. None of those words are in any class syllabus in college. So I'm not a fan of college. I'm not telling you not to go to college, but I am telling you there is hope for you if you do not go to college.
All right, guys, so the next question comes from our buddy Mike Fallett. How did you get your first $1 million listing?
Mike, that's an awesome question. Bad news for you, brother. I've never had $1 million listing. That's kind of crazy, huh? I have actually represented $1 million buyer in Squirrel Hill. Funny story. We got the deal under contract for $1 million even. So we went through the inspection process and there was just a shit ton of problems. So I was like, oh my God, they're gonna ask to reduce the price. If they reduce the price by 1 penny, I would not have been $1 million seller. But stay tuned, Mike. I've got $1 million listings coming up in 2019. So whenever you talk about investing, you have to understand how much money you have. So back in the day when I first started flipping houses, I only had a small portion of extra income being defined as, after my bills are paid, what's left. I wouldn't go to dinner with that. What I would do is flip that house. Or if you're gonna buy a buy and hold, that's why it's more critical to understand. You gotta be well versed. You need to take some classes on buying investment properties for rentals because one rental can kill you. I mean, it can kill you. If the tenants are savvy renters, lifelong renters, they know how to avoid the eviction process for up to a year. So can you imagine making a mortgage payment in taxes on a property where you're getting no income back?
Yeah.
You've got to really understand what you're doing. So I recommend taking some classes before you ever even think about investing, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck, which most people are, and you don't have extra income. So real estate investing may not be for you, or you may want to pick up a partner.
Okay. As far as the investing goes, say you buy a nice home, you pay it down, you pay it more than what you need to, you build equity. Would you ever take a home loan and use that? Is that another way to do it? Or is it kind of like gambling? You only take what you want to lose?
Right, yeah, so whenever I do any type of investing, no matter what it is, either in myself or my business, I only take that amount of money that I would feel comfortable if it didn't work out and I lost, because you hear it all the time. Yeah. You fail more than you succeed. Right. You learn from failure. So if that failure is attached to monetary stuff, you got to make sure you're okay with losing that amount of money. And that's why I don't think if you're going paycheck to paycheck, just jumping into rentals, buying rentals does not equal success.
All right, guys, so the next question comes from our buddy Brian Myers, who wants to know, how do you distinguish yourself from others in your field?
So we already talked about ABM, always be marketing of the car and all that stuff. So that definitely differentiates me over many other realtors per the story I just told you about them remembering me. So other ways I like to distinguish myself is, if you look at any successful business, like Chevrolet advertises they're the #1 seller in Western Pennsylvania. So anytime I achieve any type of award or anything like that, I always put that out there. So I'm the #1 RE/MAX agent last year in 2018. So I make sure everybody knows that. That's a distinguishing feature. I have taken classes that have earned me designations. That's all those alphabet soup after my name. That differentiates me from everybody else. Heavy social media presence. Heavy social media presence will distinguish you no matter what field you're in.
Yeah.
Kev was barely on social media when I met him. He turned it up and now he's blowing up the car sales in Western Pennsylvania. You've got people following you from all over, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, social media, and tying into that, Kevin's video, which is why we're here today.
Right, yeah. I would have never started this without you, you know? And I think, to add on to what Brian's saying, and to answer your question also, Brian, you got to find somebody that's going to push you.
Right.
You know, I know at the end of the month, Brian's asking how many cars, I'm asking, you know, where are you at with homes? And it's not just us two, it's others in the automotive industry, but also in sales as well. So you got to kind of have that team. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, automotive and real estate are different but parallel and the same as far as
Right, I think 100%. I think it's sales. I mean,
Sure.
we kind of hold each other a little bit accountable. We don't go overboard by pushing
Right.
each other,
Right.
but we watch each other's stories and we give a little thumbs up and
Yeah.
how'd you do, and #1, #2, whatever. So it's a little bromance, so a little business bromance, so to
Sure.
speak. Is good to have with 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
Sean Anthony and I are also behind the scenes, kind of talking to each other, pushing each other, and giving advice.
Yeah, so that also helps. Not so much to distinguish yourself, but just to kind of help keep you going, because it's not easy. It's
Right,
certainly not easy.
and again, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. If you
Sure.
could, we've met so many people because of social media. People just DMing me, and then they keep
Yeah.
DMing me, and they keep DMing me, and
Yeah.
we create this little online friendship. And they pick stuff from me, I pick stuff from them that helps us differentiate each other, even in different career fields.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That is it for another episode of Kevin Drives Pittsburgh. Special thanks to our buddy and Pittsburgh's top real estate agent, Brian Sells Pittsburgh, Mr. Brian Tessier.
Thanks for having me, Kev. I
Yes,
do
sir,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
If you ever want to do it again, let me know, or
Yeah, 100%.
give me some feedback. Post your comments below on the YouTube channel so we can see what you thought of it.
Yeah, and I know we didn't get to all the questions, so that just leaves us for interview #2
Right.
coming soon. So stay tuned, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And let us know what you want to see more of, and we'll make it happen.